ग्रहणय अपहर्त बोध ब्रह्म आदाय तनुभक्त तमसि सपन्तः न आत्मा स्थितं तब विदन्ति अधुना अपि तत्त्वं सोमं सोऽयं प्रसदतु भवान् प्रणतत्मा बन्धुः भृगु उवाच यन्मया या ग्रहणय अपहर्त आत्मा बोधः ब्रह्मा आदया तनुभर्तस्तमसि स्वपन्तः न आत्मसीतं तव विद्यन्ति अधुना अपि तत्त्वं सोऽयं प्रसिद्धौ भवान् प्रणतात्मा बन्धुः word by word meaning. Bhrugu Uvacha. Sri Bhrugu said, Yat, who, Mayaya, by illusory energy, Grahanaya, insurmountable, Apaharta, stolen, Atma Bodhaha, knowledge of the constitutional position, Brahma Adyaha, Lord Brahma, etc., Tanu Bhrutaha, embodied living entities, Tamashi, in the darkness of illusion, Sopantaha, lying down, Na, not, Atman, in the living entity, Sritam, situated in, Taba, here, Bidanti, understand, Adhuna, now, Api, certainly, Tattvam, absolute position, Sha, you, Ayam, this, Prasido, be kind, Bhavan, your friendship, Pranata Atma, surrendered soul, Bandhanaha, Bandhu, friend. Sri Bhrigu said, My dear Lord, all living entities, beginning from the highest, namely Lord Brahma, down to the ordinary ant, are under the influence of the insurmountable spell of illusory energy, and thus they are ignorant of their constitutional position. Everyone believes in the concept of the body, and are all thus submerged in the darkness of illusion. They are actually unable to understand how you live in every living entity as the super soul, nor can they understand your absolute position. But you are the eternal friend and protector of all surrendered souls. Therefore, please be kind towards us and forgive all our offenses. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhrugumani was conscious of the scandalous behavior exhibited by each and every one of them, including Brahma and Lord Shiva, in the sacrificial ceremony of Daksha. By mentioning Brahma, the chief of all living entities within this material world, he wanted to state that everyone, including also Brahma and Lord Shiva, is under the concept of the body and under the spell of material energy. All but Vishnu, that is the version of Bhrigu. As long as one is under the concept of the body itself, it is very difficult to understand the supersoul or the supreme personality of Godhead. Conscious that he was not greater than Brahma, Bhrigu included himself in the list of offenders. Ignorant personalities or conditioned souls have no choice but to accept their precarious condition under material nature. The only remedy is to surrender to Vishnu and always pray to be executed. One should depend only on the causeless mercy of the Lord for deliverance and not even slightly on one's own strength. That is the perfect position of a Krishna conscious person. The Lord is everyone's friend, but he is especially a friend to the surrendered soul. The simple process, therefore, is that a conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord, and the Lord will give him all protection to keep him out of the clutches of material contamination. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीवैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधाकृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशून्यवादी प्रसदारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद लीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining today for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. So these days we are discussing Canto 4, and in this particular chapter, we are discussing how Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is equal and kind to everyone. This is a beautiful verse, and Srila Prabhupada has very beautifully transcribed here in the translation and the purport, very finer aspects of how a devotee should act in Krishna consciousness and what is expected from him and what are the situations he is in. Very beautifully, he has noted it down. My knowledge in this beautiful subject matter is very limited, but with all of the blessings and guidance of Guru and Gauranga, would like to glorify this beautiful verse for my own purification. So let's go deep into this verse here. So here there are four things Prabhupada is mentioning here, that the conditioned soul or the jiva, basically he is under the influence of the insurmountable spell of illusory energy. This first thing, because everybody is under the control of the Maya. We know that Krishna has three energies, so we all are under basically the spell of the illusory energy or the Maya Shakti. So when we are under the control of the Maya Shakti, what happens? We are basically ignorant of our constitutional position. So our constitutional position basically is that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and basically we are servant of Krishna. We are basically Bhritya, and Krishna is basically our master. So, but when we are under the influence of Maya, we forget our constitutional position, and we also forget what is Krishna's position. Krishna's position, basically, Krishna's position is always absolute. His absolute position is the supreme person of Godhead, and we should always think about Krishna. And how to think about Krishna? We should always think about Krishna as he is our eternal friend and protector of all the surrendered souls. In fact, Krishna is friend and protector of everyone, but for the surrendered souls, he is always there. Then, what the next thing Prabhupada is mentioning over here, and what also Bhrigu Muni also is stressing, that please be kind towards us and forgive all our offenses. With this concept, we'll go deep into this verse. So we see that this material world or this Jada Jagat is basically is under control of the Maya Shakti. This Maya Shakti also is part of Krishna. This insurmountable energy, we say that, right? That is also coming from Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining Arjuna that Daibhi eshi gunamai mama maya durataya mama abhaya prapadante mayam etote tarantite. That means this divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So we see that when a person basically he's tied up, with some kind of ropes. Here in Bhagavad Gita, the ropes basically are called the gunas. But there are three gunas are there: Sattama guna, Rajaguna, and Sattva. So we all are basically bound by this material nature and these gunas. We basically are all are bound. So another way of looking at it is that if a person is always, like if a person is bound by the ropes, it is very difficult that he himself cannot open it. It is to be understood that somebody who is not basically bound by any rope, whose hands are free, basically he can come and open. He can come and otherwise he can guide. Yes, this is how you should open. Otherwise, if someone's hand is bound, he cannot think also clearly because he is bound and he is over there and he has no hands to open. So he will call out for help. And somebody, if some nice person is there, he has some kind of, like compassion within heart, he will come, and this person also should have energy also. Like he cannot call any enemy person and come and can you come and open? In fact, he'll come and tie him more. So if he somehow the other he is calling out, and any good friend or a powerful person is about to hear it, basically he will come and he will untie the person. And after untie the person is basically freed. So a man by the hands and feet that he can free himself, he must be held by a person who is unbound, because the bounded person cannot help because an unbound person only can help the bound person. So the rescuer must be, in our case, so the rescuer must be liberated. Therefore, only Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative or servants or our acharyas can release the conditioned soul like us. Without such superior help, we cannot be freed from the bondage of the material nature. So devotional service or Krishna consciousness can help us gaining that kind of confidence that Krishna is always there to help us, because only Krishna can release us from this illusory energy. He can order the insurmountable energy to release these conditioned souls. He can tell that, oh, Maya Shakti, this is my devotee, please release him from your clutches, so that this person, like, can do devotional service to me. He orders that I am basically merciful, and this surrendered soul, and he has some kind of, I have some kind of affection to this soul, and he is always my servant. Please release your clutches of Maya. Then only the person will get liberated. So here Bhrigu also is pointing out a very nice point, that everybody are basically under the clutches of this illusory energy, starting from Brahma, then he is talking about Lord Shiva, and he himself are under the clutches of this illusory energy. So Bhrigu very well, he has understood earlier that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has understood that Vishnu basically is the cause of the all causes. He is basically the creator. And earlier we have discussed about the past time when Bhrigu is going to test that, out of these three, who is more compassionate, and he has come to conclusion that Narayana or Vishnu, he is the more compassionate among all the among Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. He has already drawn that conclusion also. So here Bhrigu is saying that even if Brahma and even if it's Lord Shiva also is there, they are also under the influence of the Lord's Maya Shakti. So we see in Krishna's pastime, so we see that how Lord Brahma and Indra, they are at the exalted position from us. Like, we are conditioned souls, we are in this material world. So Brahma basically, he is creator. Lord gave him all the intelligence. From Brahma basically Lord Shiva is coming. We see that Brahma and Shiva both are also like got captivated by Lord's illusory energy, Lord's Maya Shakti. Brahma got so much like captivated by Lord's illusory energy that he forgot that this Krishna, this 5-year or 7-year-old boy who is playing in Vrindavan, who is playing with his Gopa boys, who is basically cowherding the calves, and who is stealing the cloth of the gopis. This little boy is Krishna himself. So he is coming to Vrindavan, to this Martya Vrindavan. Basically, he is coming to test that yes, Krishna is really Supreme Personality of Godhead or not. So what he is doing? He's stealing Krishna's calves, and he is stealing Krishna's all the cowherd friends. So Krishna at that time, he could understand that yes, this is Brahma's act. Then what he does? He created the entire creation again. From we see that how Brahma is creating, Krishna gives him energy to create and intelligence to create. But here, Krishna himself is a small boy. He basically he replicated himself as all the calves and all the cows, and this leader went on for a quite long time. Then after 1 year, when Brahma, the next day when he comes, like Brahma's next day is basically quite a good amount of year in this material planet. So when Brahma is coming to this material planet to see whether how this little boy is doing, how he's playing, he must be all alone. He doesn't have calves, he doesn't have his cowherd friends. And when he's coming and he's seeing that same pastime is going on, same Krishna is there, same cowherd friend is there. In fact, he sees that Krishna is feeding something to his friends. All his friends are, like enjoying this picnic pastime in the Brajabhumi, and some Gopa boys have got some kind of dodojanam or some kind of curd rice or some sweets, something they have got, each and everybody has got, and Krishna is basically enjoying a feast over there. So we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that patram phadam puspam toyam jo me bhakta prayachati. Like, whoever gives him anything, Krishna, out of love, Krishna is accepting. Here he says that one Gopa boy is saying that my mother does the best curd rice. The other Gopa boy is saying, no, Krishna, my mother does better curd rice. Then what he does? He was eating something, and from his hand some curd rice is coming out. Krishna is taking that curd rice, whatever is coming out from his finger, and he is basically eating that curd rice. So looking at this, Brahma is getting more bewildered. He goes again and see his pot, that I have hidden these pots. In this pot, all these Gopa boys have hidden. And how come this in Gopa boys and this and this cups are all around? Then he could understand that Krishna, this little boy, basically he can do anything. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can create many Brahmas like this, many Indras like this, and what are these Gopa boys in front of him? So he understood his problem and he understood his what anarthas he has done, and he begs forgiveness to Krishna, and he offered so much one, so offered a wonderful prayer. So similarly, we see that in Indra's pastime also, Indra also is bewildered. Indra thinks that that everybody should worship me. He forgets that Krishna has appointed him as a chief, as one of the chief demigod, and he should take care of this take care of rain and giving rainwater, so that the Mother Earth will get nourished and so that everybody will have a good time, and all Krishna's devotees or this what whoever as Thavara Jangama, whoever all these plants or all these living entities are there, they'll get nourishment. So he got puffed up and he decided to put lot of rain in Vrindavan so that everybody will be tormented. So what happened? Krishna again is Bhaktavatsal. He is coming to rescue to the Gopavasis, and he lifted the Govardhan hill for 7 days in his little finger. So with these two acts, we see that Bhrigu Muni is saying that even Brahma and Indra and Lord Shiva, like there are so many examples are there, they also get bewildered. They also think that, like they have some kind of energy, they have some kind of potency. They get into this like master set of mentality, and then they commit offenses. So he has understood. He is saying here that not only that every living entity, starting from an ant to a small ant, a small species ant, to Brahmaji and Lord Shiva, and including him. Like why he is including him? Because he is also a Jnani, he is also Jogi. He knows. He says that all of them knows partially about Krishna. And why they know partially about Krishna? Because of the influence of the Maya Shakti. They think that they can do a lot of work without Krishna's presence. Krishna is not the master, they are the master, and they can do and they are basically responsible of every act. So in that way, they basically commit offenses, and Krishna should, as a Bhaktavasura, Krishna should basically forgive these offenses and be kind to them. So here Prabhupada says very nice thing that we should surrender everything to Krishna and become Krishna conscious. Why should we become Krishna conscious? Now, once we become Krishna conscious and we always think about Krishna, we can understand that Krishna is there always for us. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna is our eternal friend. And whenever, whatever situation we are, it is because of Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. And same Krishna is going to protect us from all these anarthas. Like we are basically, as a conditioned soul, we got exposed to Adhyatmic, Adhibhautik, and Adhidaivik, all the calamities we get exposed to. But same Krishna is going to protect us. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that Prakriti Kriyamanani Guna Karma Sabasa Ahankara Vimudhata Kartaham Ittimanyate. So from these two pastimes, we see from the Indra and Brahma, and we all conditioned souls also, we also go through that we get basically influenced by the false ego, that I am the doer of all the activities that are actually carried out, because those activities basically are carried out by the three modes of the material nature. Like with the Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, and Tama Guna are there, with these three gunas influence, the person thinks that I am the doer. Sometimes, we do so many services we do. Like as a mother, we cook so many good items for our kids. We think that yes, we are the best cook, and I'm the best jalebi maker in the world. Like that, like those kind of feeling comes in the congregation. My prasadam is the best, or my garland is the best. The way I make the garland, nobody else can do, and I'm the best. The way I speak and communicate, nobody can do like that. Those kind of sometimes, this false ego comes. I think that yes, I'm the best. Without me, nothing can be done. But we should understand here that whatever we are doing here, if anything we do, basically everything is coming from Krishna. When they're cooking something, these nice ingredients like this masala, the spices, everything is coming from the farmers. And how the farmers are doing it? They are doing farming, and they are getting up at early morning, going to the farm, and they are basically harvesting. The bulls are helping, otherwise the machineries are helping. And from all these things happen, the crop is coming to the store. Then we're going to the store and buying it, and we're getting the finest ingredients, and then we're getting even that oil is coming from somewhere else, like that, and the utensil is coming from somewhere else. So from our own, we don't have anything. Neither we produce anything, neither we are able to prepare a pot to cook. On top of that, Krishna is also giving us the fire. Krishna is also giving us the water. So we don't have anything. Only thing is what we can do, that we might have little bit intelligence, Also, that also intelligence also coming from Krishna. Like Krishna also Bhagavad Gita also coming that I give the remembrance and I give also the forgetfulness. So everything is coming from Krishna. So when we don't have anything, how can I claim? How can we claim that this is done by me and like I'm that nobody else can do better than me. So why we are doing this? We think that in this material world, in this like a small situation, we think that yes, I am basically lord over all these things, and I am basically the master. And we forget that everything basically is coming from Krishna. We forget that Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead who is sitting in our heart, and he is giving us intelligence to do like this. And we get bewildered by the influence of the false ego that I am the doer. So by doing that, what happens? That we get more and more into the clutches of the Maya. Like sometimes we see that there is a knot will be there. When we were trying to untie the knot, if we are not careful, what we do, we tie the one more knot on top of that. Sometimes we might be seeing that a necklace will be like entangled, and we try to open it. If we are not careful enough to open it nicely, like one layer of thread will be there, it will be tied with another layer of thread. If we are not careful enough, what we do, we put another knot on top of that. Then it becomes more and more entangled. So similarly, we should have intelligence and we should understand this. I am nothing. I am basically a servant, and my eternal position is I am part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna is my master, and I am a servant of Krishna. In that consciousness, if we do, we dedicate all our services, whatever we do, for Krishna's pleasure. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says two beautiful things. He says that Jiva Swarupa hai Krishna Nitya Das. Basically, we are eternal servant of Krishna. And what we should do? We should always think, as a bhutya, like as a servant, he always thinks how basically he can please his master. Constantly, if a good servant is there, like he always thinks that how to please his master. Like we see Govinda's pastime with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Govinda will be always thinking protection of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Gambhira, he will be it's a small narrow room. So in that narrow room, everybody will be coming and meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu won't eat, and he will basically cry, and he will rub his like face onto the wall, because he will be having so much emotions towards the pastime of Vrindavan. So that time Govinda will be always protecting him, and he will be some prasadam will be there. He will be serving him, and he will also see that if Mahaprabhu is taking enough rest or not. Like that, he will be looking into it. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking rest, and he was massaging his feet. So when Mahaprabhu, when he got up, and when he saw that Govinda is sitting there in the other side, and his prasadam is outside. Like usually, if after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finishes his lunch, then Govinda takes his lunch. So Mahaprabhu asked Govinda, why you did not eat your lunch? Govinda told, no, you were sleeping on the road. How should I cross over you and to have the lunch to get the lunch plate from the other side and eat? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, but the oil can is the other side. You went to the other side to get the oil can to massage my feet. The way you went cross over me, went to the other side of the room to get the oil can to do my massage, the same way you could have done. Then Govinda responded, no, I went to the other side by crossing over you to get the oil can to massage you. That is because of your pleasure. That is not for my pleasure. Because your body was aching and you were doing kirtan so much, that's why I decided to jump over you to get the oil can to do massage. That is for your pleasure. That is not for my pleasure or my benefit. And when I have to go to honor my prasadam again, I cannot do that because that is for my pleasure. My life and soul basically is dedicated to you. You are basically his master. You are supreme person of Godhead. You are Krishna. I am basically your servant. I am a Bhritya. He says then, Ekala Iswara, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, and with this pastime, you can understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu open quotes that Ekala Iswara Krishna Aresaba Bhritya means only the supreme person of Godhead, Krishna is the master, and we all are his servants. And it's not like that we are servants now. We should think that we are basically eternal servants. Like as a conditioned soul, everybody wants to serve. So it should be our good fortune that we should have that kind of intelligence that whom basically we are serving. We should serve Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. As a fine, we are solving Shastra means we are reading Shastra every day. We are basically taking the intelligence from Shastra. We are basically taking the association of Kunti Maharani or association of all these exalted personalities. There are so many nice prayers are there. Prahlada's prayers are there. Dhruva's prayers are there. Kunti's prayers are there. Uttara's prayers are there. Not only that, from the conditions, from the lower spaces, if you see Gajendra, the elephant's prayers are there. Then few weeks back, we were talking about Nagapatni's prayers. There's so many wonderful pastimes are there. So many prayers are there. So many exalted devotees, personalities are there. So while reading Shastra, what can we do? We can take the association. Then we can take the association of sadhus. Like when a sage is, when a exalted personality or acharya is coming, or a or some disciple of Srila Prabhupada is coming, we should try as much as to take the association. Then our own guru's association we should take. By taking all these three association, what we can do, we will have some kind of intelligence and we will have some good fortune, so that we will come close to Krishna consciousness. Why? Because Prabhupada says that Krishna is our eternal friend and he is going to rescue us from these clutches of Maya, and he will, and we need to take his association. So in chapter 5, towards the end, Krishna says that Bhaktaram Jagatapasham Sarvaloka Maheshwara Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam Gyantamam Santi Ichati. Basically, Krishna is saying that he is basically the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is basically the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, and he is the benefactor and well-wisher of all living beings. And who understand this, basically he attains peace from the pangs of the material miseries. So Srila Prabhupada always writes that the Lord is always prepared to excuse his devotees, but a devotee takes the advantage of the Lord's leniency and purposefully commits mistakes again and again. The Lord will certainly punish him by letting him fall down into the clutches of the illusory energy. One must strongly adhere to the lotus feet of Lord in devotional service. Then one's position is secure. There's sometimes what we do, knowingly and unknowingly, we commit so many aparadhas, so many Vaishnava aparadhas we do. We do Nama aparadh, we do Vaishnava aparadh, we do so many offenses we do. So these aparadh or Vaishnava aparadhas are just like mad elephants. Like when an elephant is basically mad and he is basically released from the forest, what he does, he enters into the farmer's crop and he basically destroys everything. The farmer's hard labor, everything is gone into vain. So we should pray that this aparadh should not, we should avoid committing offenses. Otherwise, what happens? Our bhakti and everything will get slowly affected, and slowly we'll lose our interest from this bhakti or devotional path. So we should take blessings of exalted devotees or exalted devotees or senior acharyas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always says dasanudasa, like we should take shelter of the gopis. We should always think and worship Krishna in the mode of the gopis. Now the Radhastami is coming. Like Srimati Radharani, basically her position is the highest among the gopis. So we should always think and always pray to Srimati Radharani that Srimati Radharani, please be kind to us, because Radharani's mother is more merciful than Krishna himself. If you want to reach Krishna, what we should do? We should go through the servant, go through his disciples. Now, chief servant of Krishna is Srimati Radhika. So we should take association of Srimati Radharani. Now this Radhastami festival is coming. We should always think that Radharani, please be kind and please be merciful to me, so that with your blessing and with your guidance, I will basically do little bit service for Lord Krishna for his pleasure. So if Radharani glances on us, then our path to reach Krishna will be little easier. So on this Sunday, we are celebrating Radhastami. So we're requesting all of you to meditate on Srimati Radhika's wonderful qualities and wonderful pastimes, so that if Radharani is pleased, Krishna is going to be pleased with us. So with this, would like to end today's discussion. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you very much, Mataji. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our praise to Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे राम
कृष्ण
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 हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
राम
राम हरे
राम
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 राम राम
हरे
हरे
हरे।
हरे।
हरे हरे हरे
जय नृसिंह जय नृसिंह प्रहलादेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंगम उग्रवीरं
उग्रवीरं
महाविष्णुं भवन्तं
महाविष्णुं
सर्वतोमुखं
ज्वलन्तं
नृसिंहं
सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं
विष्णुमतं
विष्णुं भद्रं
नित्यमृत्युं
मृत्यु
नमाम्यहम्।
नमामि।
नरसिंह भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद
जय
महाराज की जय।
जय।
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas,
पंचकल्पतरुस्य कृपा
Vanchakalpatarubhayascha
सिन्धुभवेच
Patitanam
पतितानां
Pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
Vaishnavibhyo नमो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमः।
नमो नमः।
वैष्णववृंद की जय।
जय
ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की
की
जय।
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
की
जय।
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे।
हरि
हरे
हरि हरि।
हरे ओम।
थैंक
थैंक यू
यू
माता
एवरीबॉडी।
जी,
हरि
नाइस क्लास।
बोल।
थैंक यू।